flying catfish from a choice
No.
I will return to this establishment show.
Dude, imagine a whole line of playing the tongue.
We are writing paragraph number 6, but before we do, I need you to put the first 5 paragraphs in the correct order. Okay, let's. Do you not know how to do it?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay. So you have 5 paragraphs, and the first paragraph is golden. That's exactly where it belongs. Your second paragraph is the first argument for the side you disagree with. You need to cut and paste. Put it as paragraph number 2. It is the, again, what do you think about the words under God? If you think the word should be removed, then your disagreement is that they should not be removed. If you think they should not be removed, then the argument you disagree with is that they should be removed. You need, as your second paragraph, the argument for the side you disagree with. Cut it and paste it. Don't know what you're doing? Call me up. So again, you think they should be left alone. So your second paragraph should be the first argument that they should be removed. Oh, there it is. It's your second paragraph. You're good. Your third paragraph should be the second argument. Now this is where some editing is going to take place because nobody wrote your third paragraph as your third paragraph. Nobody. We didn't do that. We wrote yes, no, yes, no. But what we need to do is change it so it's not but Everyone should be moving it. You understand? If you don't, please call me over. You lost? Okay. You want me to sit with you, or do you want me to just talk it through? So what do you think? Should the words be removed? No, leave them alone. So that means the side that you're disagreeing with is removed. Right? Reason something really should be removed. Okay, now here should be the second reason some people think they should be removed, which should be cut. Do you know to cut it and put it as paragraph?
So tired right now, dude.
If you did this correctly, you got your first paragraph, leave it alone. Your second paragraph should be argument number 1 for the side you disagree with. Your third paragraph should be argument number 2 for the side you disagree with. Your fourth paragraph should be argument number 1 for the side you agree with. And your fifth paragraph should be argument number 2 for the side you agree with. That's how it should be. Again, if you don't know what you're doing right now, please just call me over, sit with you. We'll do it. For many of you, it's simply a matter of moving one paragraph. A few of you it might be a little bit more complicated. Is there anyone still arranging paragraphs? No one's still arranging paragraphs? Okay, well. So don't worry about any of this. It's meaningless. Don't worry about it. Nope, this is all meaningless. Meaningless stuff. Meaningless, meaningless. No meaning. Absolutely no meaning here. This is why we need religion, because life needs meaning. Okay. Again, right now I'm talking to a population who has correctly organized their first 5 paragraphs, right? but they're organized correctly. So the next thing we need to make sure that you've done is matching the order of sentences 3, 4, 6, and 7 so they match paragraphs 2, 3, 4, and 5. Does anyone not understand? What's your second paragraph about?
First reason I should be removed.
Does that match sentence number 3 of your first paragraph? What's your third paragraph about? Second reason why they should be removed. Does that match sentence number 4? What's your sixth sentence about? Does that match paragraph number 4? What's your seventh sentence about? Does that match paragraph number 5? Sentence 3 should be the same topic as paragraph 2. Sentence 4 should be the same topic as paragraph 3. Sentence 6 should be the same topic as paragraph 4. And sentence 7 should be the same topic as paragraph 5. That's called paper consistency. When I read your first paragraph, I will know what your paper's about. Not only will I know what it's about, I will know the order of which you talk about it. These are not novels. I will not be reading one paragraph after other with popcorn thinking, what will he talk about next? I know what you're going to talk about next. You told me already. It is organized thought. One of the things they look for in your ACT, and you're all taking the ACT, is organized thought, that you're not just rambling. This is a way of making sure you're not rambling. Your paper matches your paragraph. Okay? Give you a minute to make sure that that is true, and then we will write paragraph number 6. Is there anyone who's lost? You good?
I'm kind of confused for the word should be removed. What's
Do you think the word should be removed?
yeah.
Okay, so you're paying attention to this column right here. You present the reasons why they shouldn't be removed, which you refute with evidence.
Wait, for point 5 though, where are we supposed to, is that supposed to be in our intro?
Sentence 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sentence 5 is where you're saying, others think they should be removed for 2 reasons, period. And then you list the 2 reasons in sentences 6 and 7. Number 5 is a sentence,
Yeah.
almost word for word.
And it goes in our intro.
Yeah, this is your intro paragraph right here.
Oh,
Your intro paragraph is 8 sentences long. Question, some people think, yeah, reason 1, reason 2. Some people think, no, reason 1, reason 2, thesis, 8 sentences. Or an ASL, 8 sentences. Okay, can we move on? Are we ready for paragraph number 6? ASL me. Yes or no? Yes or no? That's deaf humor. This is a deaf joke. I can make fun of deaf people because it's my culture.
but you can make fun of your own culture.
You can make fun of your own culture.
And that's within the bounds of
Sociology,
society.
right? Whatever culture you are, if you're part Irish, you can say that they're all short and like to fight.
But others can.
But exactly right, right? On a more serious note, I mean this, right? Within the Black community, the N-word is thrown out by young Blacks as a sign of, hey, what's up? But for those of us in this room who are white, you go downtown Detroit and you start meeting some Black people and you start throwing that word around, not good for you, right? Not good for you. Same idea. It's called cultural license, right? You call your mom a moron because dinner sucked. Then the doorbell rings, a guy is selling you a vacuum cleaner, and your mom says, no thanks. And the salesman says, you're a moron. And you're like, you can't call my mom a moron. And he says, you did. But it's different, right? You can call your mom a moron. Of course, I don't want you to call your mom a moron. But it's license. You have license to do something that strangers don't. It's the same idea. Okay. Look at that. You learned sociology today.
Who would have thought?
Who'd have thought? We are going to paragraph number 6. Don't worry about any of this. We've done all this. This is all done. Holy cow. Look at all this stuff we've done. Don't worry about this. Okay. Paragraph number 6. I want you to write as the first sentence, word for word, this bulleted 2-sentence beginning to paragraph number 6. America is the land of freedom, democracy, and tolerance. We have more denominations than any other nation on earth. But should religious words be in an oath said daily in public schools all over the country? Question mark. Right. What you're doing is you're setting up sort of the ending of your paper. Right. So type it word for word. I call it the big idea. What's the big idea? Or it's also called contextualization.
Right now.
Word for word, first 2 sentences of paragraph number 6 are right here. I'll read it again. Okay. America is a land of freedom, democracy, comma, and tolerance. Period. We, that's a faux pas. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to say we. Say it. It has more denominations. You will learn what a denomination is today in class. More denominations than any other nation on earth. Period. Yeah. We have more denominations than any other nation. Oh, yeah, I can see how that's weird. Change nation to country. But should religious words be in an oath said daily in public schools all over the country? Question mark. Dot, dot, dot. You do that. Yeah. How do you do that?
Wait, what?
How'd it go?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel that.
All right, do this.
Oh.
Do this. Do this. All right. Ready? All right. I want you to take. What are you doing? Do it again. Do this. Flip. Over. Clasp. Flip over. All right. Keep it there. Now, I want you to move that finger right there. This finger right there. Move it. Ah, you move that finger. Ready? I want you to move that finger right there. That one. Ah, you move the right finger. Move that finger right there. Ah! 0 for 4 so far. That one right there. That one. Right there. That one. Ah, you move the right finger. Ready? Focus. Move that finger right there. Ah! That one of you's got it right so far. Nobody. Ready?
All right.
Flip it over.
Yep.
All right. Focus. Focus. Move that finger right
This
there.
finger.
That one. Ah!
I know that trick too. Oh my god.
Ready? Move that one right there. Yeah. All right, you did it. 1 for.
Wait. Try it.
Oh, the rest of you are like, I can do it.
No, I wanna try. You didn't do me.
Your mom.
Ugh.
That one. You move that finger.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, we have lots of these. Ready? Do this. Do this. Ready? thumb, finger. Ready? And switch. Did anyone do it?
Yeah.
And switch. And now switch.
Oh.
And now switch. 8% of the American population can do that. 92% of Americans cannot do this.
Pat your head and rub your belly. Is that one of them?
That's immature.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, are we ready?
Kid one.
We are almost done. In one sentence, relist the two arguments for the side you disagree with, and it starts this way. Some people argue that what? That the word should be removed or shouldn't be removed because comma, and period. One sentence, two reasons. And then your next sentence, relist the two arguments for the side you agree with in one sentence. Others think because comma, and period.
I don't know, I feel like I have a conflict that geometry.
Okay. Well, this is all being recorded.
Wait, so are we doing the one we agree with first? Or
Disagree with first,
Okay.
agree with second.
Okay.
It's the way you wrote your first paragraph, it's the way you wrote your paper, and it's the way you're going to write the concluding paragraph. You present the side you disagree with first, and then the side you agree with.
What would be like a good way to start the I agree with side? Like
Just say others believe. What?
Oh, we're not identifying.
You're not identifying your thought yet until the last sentence. And they force you for religion. Now, your next sentence is the two arguments you agree with, preceded by others believe that the word should be left alone because, again, no implications so far about your opinion. That has not appeared yet. Here's what some people think. Here's what others think. That's your goal so far. The first time I see, in this paragraph, the first time I see what you think will be the last sentence. Which, I've got good news for you. You've already written it. How are we doing? It looks like most of us are ready to move on. Okay? Here's what I want you to do. Is everyone listening? Go up to your first paragraph. Drag all the way up to your first paragraph and highlight and copy the last sentence of your first paragraph. Highlight it and copy the last sentence of your first paragraph. And while it's highlighted, will you just right now reread it? And will you agree with me that your opinion is in there? Because it should be. It should say something like, well, it appears that the words, in truth, the words should or shouldn't be removed because blah, blah, blah. You should have in that sentence somewhere where it says, this is the right answer. Without those actual words. Last sentence of first paragraph. Go up to your first paragraph, find the last sentence of your first paragraph. That is your thesis. We already wrote it. Copy it. Go down to the end of your paper. Paste it. So it is the last sentence of paragraph 1 and the last sentence of paragraph 6. Same sentence. Question? Okay. So I'll give you another minute here, and then we need to. We'll revisit this again, but we're done. We're done with your paper for today. Make sure it's saved. Don't put your computers away, but do close them. Okay, I've got a few things to cover as far as religion is concerned. And then
Figured I should check since last time.
I will start when I see computers are closed. What that's telling me is you're ready. It should be, yeah, when you open it, it may have logged you out, but Google saves everything. Looks like we're ready? Okay. So just a few slides here, and then again, I want to give those of you who signed up for a cult a little bit of time. Amazingly, even though I've pled and pled and pled, some of you still are not done with those 4 little tests. What are you waiting for exactly? Quit it. Okay. So let's take a look at, do you remember when I said that, hey, we live in a country where religion's a choice, just like restaurants, whereas there are many countries where it's not a choice? Well, let's just look at a map and see how we do. What is America's dominant choice by region? And you can just, if you're like me, you always go to where we live, and you can see that we are predominantly blue and kind of a gold color. Baptist, yeah. We, in this area of the country, are mainly, don't pay any attention to these are wrong. We are mainly Lutheran, and we are mainly Catholic. We are in Catholic and Lutheranville. Let's see if this room is reflected that way. Unless you don't want to participate, which is totally fine. How many of you, this may or may not be what you actually believe, that's another issue altogether, but how many of you are being raised Catholic? And how many of you are being raised Lutheran?
I was.
Okay. And so the rest of you, either you are Catholic or Lutheran, but you're not exactly practicing, or you're something else, right? So this room isn't exactly indicative of that. Red, if you're wondering, is Baptist. Very dominantly the South. The Baptists are Christian. They believe in Jesus and all that, but they do not follow the Pope. And the Baptists also are, I would argue, more fundamentalist. What that means is, now if there's any Baptists in here and I got this totally wrong, just tell me. It means that they interpret the Bible a little bit more literally. Like Catholics are told the story of Adam and Eve, but if you're Catholic, actually this person named Eve. It's a story to Catholics. And there's truth in there, deeper truth. It's supposed to reveal God's love and all that stuff. Okay? Baptists say, no, there was this person named Adam and this person named Eve. That's literally true. And that's what they believe, which is fine, right? Okay. Other areas that are kind of interesting, you've got your Mormons up there in Utah. Green, what is green? Methodist, a lot of Methodists in Ohio. We live in Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin. Any of you ever seen the Amish? Up in Wisconsin? Yep.
Or minorities.
Yep, exactly. Very good. A lot of Amish in Ohio, Pennsylvania, southern Wisconsin. Okay. Some interesting things about religion in America. 1,500 denominations. You don't know what a denomination is, so I will explain soon. But that's a higher number than any other nation on earth. Nobody has more denominations. Basically, religious groups. A denomination is a well-established religious group. If there's a building whose primary purpose is religious services, that's a denomination. If you are part of a religious group and you meet in someone's basement, that's a religious group. You're not a denomination though, right? You're meeting in the basement, which is fine, right? Old churches, right? We've got a few in Somerset, right? There's a bunch in Stillwater, right? The tallest building in Stillwater is a church. Those are all denominations, well-established, permanent structures. Question?
What would Jehovah's Witnesses be on there? What would they categorize?
We'll get there. Okay. Of those 1,500, 22 are big, 1 million members or more. Your dominant ones: Catholic, Lutheran, Baptist, et cetera, et cetera. These are your biggies, right there in America. In America, we are a very religious nation. We are. Now you might think only 40% go to weekly services, but that's a higher percent than other nations. Okay, again, if you don't want to participate, that's fine. But how many of you, once a week, go to an organized religious service? Okay, about 30% of the people in this room. Okay, that's fairly reflective. How many of you do this? It's the biggies. You go on Christmas and Easter. Otherwise, okay. That's a significant percent of Americans too. You are members, but you don't go that often. It's just the biggies, right? What's interesting is that membership in these 22 is going down. And membership in smaller organizations is going up. Why are you on your phone?
I'm checking my schedule.
Stop it. Be good. Okay. These smaller ones, we are going to call, careful here, sects. Some of you get it. Okay. They are sects. There's a T in there, right? Membership in sects is increasing, whereas membership in denominations is decreasing, and we're going to kind of look at why. The U.S. government studies this stuff. There are currently 417 confirmed sects in the U.S. Yes.
What would be the basic definition of?
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. One more slide here, and then we'll give you the rest of the hour to accomplish. Those of you who still have a test to finish, those of you who do the cult thing. Is this the class where we don't have class Monday? So the next time we see you is Tuesday? All right, before I continue, I'm going to draw a crucifix right here, and we are all going to stand up, and we're going to say the Lord's Prayer, and I'm going to lead you in prayer, and you will all stand up. Okay, here I go. I'm going to draw a crucifix now. And here I go. Of course, I'm not going to do it. Okay, but did you know until 1962, that is exactly what happened? Until 1962, public school teachers. Now, again, I know some of you are St. Anne's people. Did you at St. Anne's? Is this correct? You did pray at the beginning of class or at the end of class. You did go to, once in a while during school, you went to some religious services. Where am I St. Anne's? Is that right? Okay. You did talk about religion as a truism. You might have noticed that for the last couple days, we've been talking about religion in here. Aren't I breaking the law? I'm a public school teacher. This is a public school. How come I'm not breaking the law? I'm talking about religion. What? History, yeah, okay. Any other thoughts? Yes?
I mean, you're teaching sociology behind religion. You're just sort of, it's a unit. We're learning about it. You're not preaching.
Okay, I'm teaching, not preaching. I don't tell you about the Jewish religion and then snicker, and then say, all right, here's the real religion. I don't do that, right? But I'm telling you, until 1962, that's exactly what happened in public schools. And then there was a lawsuit. So this is the way it used to be. This is the lawsuit, and this was the decision. 1962, Engel v. Vitale, the Supreme Court said public schools cannot force you to say religious affiliated prayers. Now, does that mean you can't pray? Are you forbidden from praying right now?
No.
No. Go ahead! Pray! Can I pray? Yes, I can! I just can't compel you to. You're all too young, right? Nobody in here had Catholic? Or did you have Catholic? You had Catholic? Oh, I miss her so much. She was great. Anyone take part in her, I think it was a weekly thing? Wasn't it on Wednesday mornings or something? Anyone know what I'm talking about? Nobody knows what I'm talking about. I think they had a weekly just kind of gathering before school began, and it was religious based. Did she break the law? No. Don't go. No student was forced to go. Until a few years ago, the place where you eat lunch held church services. Then they finally got their own building, right? But until then, isn't that breaking the law? No, it isn't. Do you know what's in Wisconsin's Constitution? The Wisconsin Constitution says that public schools must make themselves available if anybody in the community wants to use it as a religious place of worship.
Wait, states have their own constitution?
What? Wisconsin has its own constitution.
Is it
Did you know that you have the constitution? This is my favorite one. In Wisconsin, you have the constitutional right to fish.
Yeah.
So damn it, grab that fishing pole and no one can stop you.
Wait.
It's like a
Without a license or
It cannot violate the national constitution. It goes under. Right? So if the Constitution says A, all the state constitutions say A. But it's just that state constitutions say and. So in Wisconsin, you have more rights.
So the laws in like Wisconsin have to be.
They have to allow. Yep. Please do know that it was this decision that ended a compulsory prayer in public schools. Okay, I'm done. 20 minutes left. If you have a cult that you're leading, be ready to go Tuesday. And for the last time, until the next time I say it, to those of you who still haven't done the 4 little tests, will you do them now? Pretty please with sugar on top. Will you please finish those tests? I need to prove to the school district that I successfully taught you about American families, and I can't do that until you show me that you learned it. Yes.
Can I go first on Tuesday?
Sure. That'd be good. This is a good time, by the way, if you want me to sit down with you and help you with your paper. You weren't sure about it. Great. We got 20 minutes here. Let me know if I can help you.
I'm not.